You're listening to the BBM Global Network with 25 years in broadcast audio and video production. Our passionate team creates content and marketing for the world of Internet Talk Radio. If you've got a passion, come join us at bbmglobalnetwork.com. The BBM Global Network. Your voice is now heard.
Welcome to The Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change with your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel. Listen as Aurora brings good news to an awakening world and sacred healing using powerful and transformational tools. So now, please welcome the host of The Oracle, Dr. Aurora Ariel.
Aloha, welcome to the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. I'm your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel, and we're broadcasting live across the universe today on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. We're linking up New York, where the producers are of this radio show, Hawaii, where my dear friend Tomas Heartfield is, who's going to be the guest today, and myself in glorious Sedona, Arizona. We are in the glory of this new world birthing, and today we're bringing together a picture of a topic very dear to my heart, being a woman and Italian, romancing the beloved, how to bring romance back into your life. We thought Tomas's wife, or my other dear friend, Joan Heartfield PhD, was going to be with us, and the time change worked its little havoc on all of our schedules. So we're glad we could show up, given all the changes, and we'll just hold her with us in our hearts and spirit. She has quite a wealth of knowledge in her own right, and I'm sure Tomas will be talking about that, as well as, you know, just the amazing relationship that they have, a very rare beloved relationship. I'm definitely set to get some of his secrets. What is the secrets that have allowed their relationship to flourish in a world where relationships are just becoming like droughts and falling under so much weight and upset all the time and entangling messes. So he has a lot of great insight for us today. Let me do a formal introduction. Tomas, with his wife Joan, were a part of a beloved group that we had on Maui way back when. I think it was around 1999, 2000. And there were 6 of us couples that had connected in together, and we became very, very close. And we all shared that commitment of being in a beloved relationship. And Joan and Tomas went on to continue on that beautiful journey. Bruce Beckfar and I have just shifted into soul friends to this day, just family, soul family. And Will and Tashina were the other couple that held together. And of course, we heard from Will recently, twice actually on this show. So it's really always wonderful to hear when couples are destined to stay together longer, what's the magic that makes it work? Co-founders of Talking Hearts, a heart-centered approach to sacred sexuality, communication, relationships, and spiritual evolution. This amazing couple hold private counseling and coaching in heart intelligence. I've really loved their heart intelligence events. Every time I'm back home on Maui, I go. It's a full day, amazing, integral loving. They have sacred sexuality, a voice dialogue, holotropic breathwork, and compassionate communication. They also offer extended intensives for those who wish to enjoy a healing vacation on Maui. And this is amazing, everyone. Their property, their property is like a Shangri-La. It's so gorgeous, a Garden of Eden. So what they offer is truly, truly heartfelt and very amazing. Joan is the author of Romancing the Beloved, a sacred sexual adventure into love. I love that book. And recently, one of my one-year students is reading it as part of his chosen assignments that he wanted to add into his life, different bodies of knowledge over the year of what he needs to be in his reading material, my books, and he chose Joan's as well, and that's really exciting. So I want to go into this with a little quote that Tomas just shot me over via email of the opening, kind of the lines of the book to bring us into this energy field of their relationship. And so here's the excerpt. I never saw it coming, the rogue wave of life that hit me broadside, picked me up and carried me to a foreign shore. Looking back, I wondered how I had been so blind as to not see it coming, or was there another force at work, something waking me up, making sure I would pay attention this time. Tongue-tied lovers have tried forever to describe what happens when love takes them, ready or not, into the place where the mind is struck speechless. It is romantically perceived as a time for poetry, celebration, and a letting go of the sensible. We are guided away, body and soul, on a timeless journey. On the journey back, we are not the same. Well, you can see Joan is very eloquent, and her beloved is too. Tomas, I want to welcome you here on the show.
Good morning, Aurora. How are you?
I am just so excited because spring has finally hit our glorious Sedona, and I love this time of year. It's so expansive and exciting, and my creative self is brimming. And how's it over in glorious Maui?
Well, we're actually approaching glorious, if I don't say so myself. It's the time when things start to dry up, and we've actually had a dramatic shift out of winter into a week of sun and no rain, and just the most pleasant temperatures you could imagine. So thank you for that lovely introduction. I really, I kind of get chicken skin when I hear Joan's ruminations on how our connection affected her, and it certainly took me into a vastness that I hadn't known previous to that. So that's where it all began, is in that first meeting.
Yeah, and that was quite a meeting. I mean, you both went to the other side of the world and met. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I was living in Michigan at the time, and one of my other sidelines is horticulture, and I've always had a fascination about all things growing, and I had taken an interest in ethnopharmacology, and I had, of course, been a child of the 60s and had experienced altered states and things like that, and I also wanted to go back into South America and visit the primal state of the jungle and just immerse myself in that, and also bring ayahuasca with the shamans down there. This was 20 years ago, before it became practically mainstream. It seems like this whole topic of altered states is coming in more and more, especially as the normal state of our lives has a tendency to have a lot of craziness, and I think a lot of people are looking for that different place to drop in. And 20 years ago, I was in that place, and so I went to South America, and it just happened that Joan was leading the group, and we happened to have a very powerful connection right from the beginning. The combination of being in a pristine natural setting where actually there had been no development ever as far as could be felt, and dropping into that place where the energy was so clean and the environment was so unpolluted with thoughts or technology and things like that. There was just a purity in that setting.
Tomas, I love this, and we need to hold for a second. We are like right on the second to the break. So I just want to let everyone know we're going to be right back with Tomas, and we're going to hear more of this amazing meeting and in time and space of what brought together an incredible beloved couple. I'm Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel. We're broadcasting on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio, and we're going to be right back.
Have you been dreaming of that ideal getaway? A sacred adventure where you are completely restored and renewed. Join Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel for her Mastery Intensive Red Rock Adventure in Sedona in May, or the Oracle Sacred Destiny Cruise through the ancient temples of Italy, Greece, and Turkey in September. Want to know what to expect in the coming times? Read her award-winning Earth 2012-33 books. Sign up for her newsletter to stay abreast of all her offerings, healing specials, Earth 2012-33 updates, insights from the Oracle, secrets of eternal youth, and more at aurorajulianaariel.com. Ready to realize a greater potential? Experience her 33-day self-actualization programs, healing music for an awakening world, or healing activations available under products. Ready for a total life transformation? Sign up for her one-year program. Want a distance healing from Aurora? Check out her virtual healing center with its wide array of healing modalities and skilled healers under healing menu at sacredalchemy.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. I'm your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel, and we are live on the airwaves of this glorious universe, filling with light and love today and romance on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. My guest, Tomas Heartfield, has such a big piece to bring in his understanding of beloved relationship that he and his wife have forged over many, many years of working together, and they help couples all over the planet and have so many offerings. So Tomas was just leading us in to their meeting in the jungles of South America. And what happened for you, Tomas? How was it immediate? Did you know right away? What happened in connecting with her?
Thank you. Yeah. Well, Joan and I met on a level that I had never been to before, having been a man and still am. Yeah. We met in the heart, and this was really a new experience for me to have such an isolated experience. And what it did is it helped me to recognize not only the beloved in myself, but I literally saw the beloved in Joan. And this recognition, gave us this bond of continuity. It's kind of like when you meet an old friend and yet you haven't been with them for a while. And this was like an old soulmate. This was, it felt like twin flame quality energy. And it changed my consciousness of just about everything I had ever thought about in relationship and sex and loving, and the whole thing completely reformatted almost instantly over the 10 days that we were together. And during that time, we continued to open to each other. Amazingly enough, the ayahuasca experience was very mild compared to what we were experiencing in each other's companies, because the opening just continued until all we really saw was light in each other. And all I felt was this loving, pulsing energy that was in our hearts that basically grabbed us and held us and eventually gave us instructions on what to do with this love.
So when you talk about instructions, do you just mean inner inspirations, or do you feel like there was a guiding intelligence, a heart intelligence that was guiding you both into this new level in what sounds like foreign territory for you?
Yeah, absolutely. What we got early on was our love was meant to bless the world. And what we realized is that love is an evolutionary force. And what both of us had thought was love before really wasn't it. That was just a small piece of love really was meant to be. And so as we explored this and actually came back together, and I was invited to move to Maui, we realized that we had a really important missing piece on what love do, because even though we've taught hundreds and hundreds of couples how to go deeper into love over the years, and how to magnify the love, and how to work with their shadows, and how to survive love, if you will, we realized that what really gave us the impetus and the ability to change at the levels that we did was that we didn't perseverate on each other. What I realized is in many loving relationships, it evolves, if you can call it that, into a type of narcissism, where the infatuation and fascination with each other grows, which is a necessary ingredient. But if it's only going back and forth, what happens is sometimes it's almost too much pressure on two people. And so we were fortunate in that we had our work in teaching other people not only how to discover each other, but how to bring this deeper conversation of what Joan initially called the beloved into the mix and create kind of a divine relationship where not only worship the love that you have and grow it, but you also take a little bit of responsibility of bringing this powerful energy out into the world, where you can help people find the congruence in their relationships and open to deeper levels of acceptance and support for everyone in their life. And so our communication workshops and all of the things that we've done over the years were meant to basically temper love into a force that can be worked with rather than just a back and forth place between two people. Because love is meant to grow, and it's my belief that it's meant to grow outside of the box, that this loving force, this energy, is meant to actually help the world survive itself.
Wow. Well, a whole nother look at relationships than we've been hearing about on the planet. And I was just working with a client today, and, there's this prevailing fantasy of, I'm going to find my beloved and we're going to sail into the sunset and it's going to all be glorious. And there's a lot of artfulness that comes into traversing relationship, because we do have the shadow element in our psyches to contend with, as well as everyday stresses. So how do you keep relationship alive? How can we best traverse these things with minimal downtime and impact on the relationship, and use relationship as a path to wholeness? These are some of the things we're going to be going into after the break. And I know Tomas has a wealth of knowledge around this and what they do, what Joan and Tomas do, because what I'm hearing is, as you've been talking about this, Tomas, you were transported to a whole nother level. You met on a higher conscious level. And I can remember that's how it was for Bruce and I, on a higher conscious level than I had ever met someone on. And in that field of energy, I called that the beloved, the land called beloved. And I'm hoping maybe on the break to find this poem that flowed forth at that time to really bring home what that energy is like. And then also we're going to look into getting some secrets out of you of what you and Joan have done to make your life flourish, your love flourish. This is Aurora Juliana Ariel. You're listening to The Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change, broadcasting live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. So stay tuned, everyone. We will be right back.
Have you been dreaming of that ideal getaway? A sacred adventure where you are completely restored and renewed. Join Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel for her Mastery Intensive Red Rock Adventure in Sedona in May, or the Oracle Sacred Destiny Cruise through the ancient temples of Italy, Greece, and Turkey in September. Want to know what to expect in the coming times? Read her award-winning Earth 2012-33 books. Sign up for her newsletter to stay abreast of all her offerings, healing specials, Earth 2012-33 updates, insights from the Oracle, secrets of eternal youth, and more at AuroraJulianaAriel.com. Ready to realize a greater potential? Experience her 33-day self-actualization programs, healing music for an awakening world, or healing activations available under products. Ready for a total life transformation? Sign up for her one-year program. Want a distance healing from Aurora? Check out her virtual healing center with its wide array of healing modalities and skilled healers under Healing Menu at sacredalchemy.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. I'm your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel, and I love bringing you the good news of all the amazing things happening on the planet today in this vast awakening that we're all undergoing that's bringing us into ever new levels of conscious awakeness, love, and all the blessings that are coming from the amazing ascension we're going through, which is bringing us into our true authentic selves. And this couple that Tomas is a part of, that our guest today, they exemplify that higher state of being and conscious relationship. I've witnessed this for so many years already. I think we're on the 17th, 18th year of our connection. And so I'd like to bring in this amazing poem that just flowed in, and this is unedited, and it came in back during that time period, and it really talks about what our conversation is today. The land called the beloved. I am dreaming a soul freedom where I feel complete, even on this earth, where I walk in the expanse of soul loving, sharing my love with all, where I know myself as divine, and in my divinity, I reach those heights of soul awareness where I am free. I am dreaming of soul love, absolute and supreme, where the beloved dances before my eyes, weaving a sacred spell of his own divinity, within which we play and laugh and know sweet hours, feeling our completeness, reveling in our oneness, sharing of our truthfulness, standing in authenticity, simple and serene, no one above or below, true equality, born of trust in our divinity, born of the sacred love that is our true soul essence, born of the rhythms and plays of life that allow our divinity to waft its sweet fragrance upon a world. I am awakened. I see myself and I see you. We dance beyond time and space in a land called beloved. In this sacred realm, we realize a sacred tryst where our souls dance in exquisite ecstasy, where our souls cease to long for anything, where wholeness is known in true completeness, where centuries of longing give way to knowing we are complete. I take your hand across time and space. There is no barrier. We have joined in a sacred tryst, a soul dance, which did allow us to see ourselves more magnificently through the eyes of the beloved, within the vast regions of the beloved, as we were initiated into the beloved. The beloved is a conscious experience rare. It wafts from heaven kingdoms, gracing us on earth with its heavenly perfume. It entrances our souls and keeps us in a bond of brotherhood and a sacred sisterhood that many of us now share. We are living in the new reality. Our songs are lifting a planet to a whole new sphere, where love and loving rule, and where peace dwells silently within, a foundation of exquisite serenity that then wafts upon the airs to all we meet. I have found you in the land of the beloved, shared deeply from a soul experience rare, uniquely my own, and yet the truth of which was so eloquently mirrored in your eyes. You greeted me in the land of the beloved, took my hand, kissed my cheek, and let me know it was real, that souls can dance in this exquisite reality, know freedom and loving and peace, feel empowered and serene, be authentic, share deeply, know each other's truth, no division, nothing to mar the perfect serenity of life in its most glorious form, love. Wow, that affected me.
You've been there, baby.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I think I forgot about that.
Bringing back that was a lovely gift from the heart of love. So so that's where it always begins. You know, as we drop into a state, what I would call a state that is in the same state, in the same frequencies of any peak experience. When we get elevated, where time disappears and we find ourselves dropped in, and there's no filters. There's just this pulsing truth of who we are that can come through so strongly when two people open up, either serendipitously, where these altered states can happen, in any particular modality. But in the arms of the beloved, when our sexual energies are flowing and our centers are open, there's a rapture of the deep, if you will, that comes upon us that gives us a hint, I think, of what heaven is like. And so that's where it all began for us, and we had to learn how to distill these energies and bring them down through the densities into everyday life and grow as human beings also. So that's where our work really hit the road, so to speak, where the rubber hit the road, is how do we take these angelic truths and apply them to our let's call it our flawed humanity. Our humanity has flaws in it, in the way we process, and so we're always learning how to refine the way love is meant to penetrate the places where we're wounded, the places where we don't feel safe, the places where we want to have control, and we don't always have control. And so it's a chaotic dance, and it's also a very powerful dance that can be choreographed to the most intricate steps.
You've both done it so majestically, I have to say, and you're such a favorite couple as well as favorite friends. And it's not easy, when we're talking about the wounds of the past coming up, or even everyday stresses trying to encroach and keep us out of that consciousness, out of that Garden of Eden reality. You're very much living in a Garden of Eden, your home, your gorgeous sanctuary of light, and the gardens and the ocean view, and on the island of Maui, and it's lush and tropical, and you have this glorious relationship. When we get back, I want to hear some of the secrets, because how do you bring that energy alive through everyday stresses? How do you keep it alive? How do you keep the love flowing? And I know you have a lot to share. So we're going to be right back, everybody. This is the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. I'm your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel, and we are broadcasting on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. All right. So when we get back, it's going to be some more amazing information, and I hope Tomas will be sharing secrets with us. Stay tuned.
Have you been dreaming of that ideal getaway? A sacred adventure where you are completely restored and renewed. Join Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel for her Mastery Intensive Red Rock Adventure in Sedona in May, or the Oracle Sacred Destiny Cruise through the ancient temples of Italy, Greece, and Turkey in September. Want to know what to expect in the coming times? Read her award-winning Earth 2012 to 33 books. Sign up for her newsletter to stay abreast of all her offerings, healing specials, Earth 2012 to 33 updates, insights from the Oracle, secrets of eternal youth, and more at aurorajulianaariel.com. Ready to realize a greater potential? Experience her 33-day self-actualization programs, healing music for an awakening world, or healing activations available under products. Ready for a total life transformation? Sign up for her one-year program. Want a distance healing from Aurora? Check out her virtual healing center with its wide array of healing modalities and skilled healers under Healing Menu at sacredalchemy.com.
Aloha, everyone. You've been listening to The Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. I've been interviewing a truly fascinating guest, an amazing heart and light on this planet, Tomas Heartfield, and he's ready to divulge some of the dilemmas in relationship, especially long-term relationship, and some of the secrets that he and his beloved have really brought forward for so many people that now have relationships that are flourishing on the planet because they brought their expertise and all their wisdom and skills into the mix. So, Tomas, what is the the dilemma, you're seeing in these long-term relationships, what's going on, what's like the normal, and what did you both incorporate to keep your relationship alive, keep yourself in the love, which I think is almost impossible on this planet. So you have done this great feat. How have you done this?
Yeah,
What's the
first thing we had to do was
to
get beyond the paralysis that tends to hit everyone when they realize that relationships are work. And fortunately, we were able to look at it as sacred work. And so once we got to the place where we really realized, okay, we're two human beings that are flawed, that have stuff going on that can only be revealed and evolved in the forge of the loving relationship. In other words, intimacy is really where we grow. We can't really know ourselves, as far as I'm concerned anyway, with having an accurate reflection from the other. So that's where we start to use each other to have a look at what's working and what isn't working. Have a look at what is growing the love. Have a look at what is bringing us closer together. And fortunately, we had astounding chemistry in the beginning, which is, I think, an important ingredient. That if you can recognize that, we've got a powerful attraction, and we don't want to lose it. We want to be able to keep this aliveness going, so that we can use this fuel not only to reveal all of our flaws, but also to give us the courage to work with them. Because I happen to come with a fairly good truckload of flaws. I'm a Vietnam vet. I spent a year recuperating from my experience there. And, I had a lot of fear about going deep into the parts of myself that let's say I wasn't particularly thrilled about. I had a lot of self-judgment about myself. And so the first thing that I think any couple that's wanting to go deeper into love is they have to have a pact that there's a level, and everyone does this when they get married. We have these vows, right? And when we got married, the only thing that I could come up with, what do I vow? What am I agreeing to do in this contract? And the only thing I could come up with is that I'm committed to loving you, Joan, as perfectly as I can. And I meant it, and I meant it to such a level where whenever let's say my demons would come up, and I mean the demons of not tuning into her needs, whenever they would come up, I would use this mantra of loving you as perfectly as I can in terms of what can I put on the table that will sacrifice, let's say, my need to be right in any given situation. What can I put on the table that will soften the part of my persona that Joan nicknamed the bear, that whenever I felt scared or not loved, this part of me would come out that would growl, kind of a growling kind of energy. And so we had a kind of a little dance that whenever she'd identify the bear, that I would actually get on the table, on top of the table, and growl like a bear, and own that there was a part of me that didn't feel safe in opening to parts of myself that I couldn't find any other way. So I had to find the courage to be able to access the parts of self that just needed to release the energy rather than go into a lot of drama. That's where a lot of couples lose it, is they don't track themselves accurately. So I had to learn how to know where I was in any given moment in terms of my emotions, my body, feeling out of balance, and I had to start there and evolve the way that I talked to Joan, so that I didn't scare her away. And so, in our process of using this powerful sexual charge, it had to always come up into the heart, because that's where the love needs to be projected. And so I learned how to keep this energy flowing upwards into my heart, where it first woke me up, and have deep conversations of action, the way I treated Joan, the way I considered her. I'd never had this level of commitment before, so I had to really get real with myself and own my demons, let's say, which I think every man has, and find the part of myself that wanted to be free within the relationship. And fortunately, Joan had the ability to understand the importance of freedom, that love isn't meant to be a chain. And so she gave me the freedom to dig deeply into myself and find the truth in any given moment, even when I was scared, even when I was angry. So being married to a woman that had this capacity really helped. And so that's where we took this awareness out into our work, and we literally trained couples in how to listen to each other, so that when anything came up, they could dive underneath and realize that it's intimacy that's doing the work. It's the depth of connection that's bringing us into an awareness that something has to be claimed or let go. It's either claimed or let go. And so when you realize that those are the two choices, what do I need to claim in this relationship or what do I need to let go of, then it becomes very clear, because you can identify what's working and what isn't working. And as long as you're committed to working with what's working, you're going to let go of what is killing the love, and you're going to claim what it is that you need to do to communicate what your heart's desire is in any given situation.
Wow. I am so profoundly touched. I got tears in my eyes and then compassion about the bear. I want to delve a little bit deeper into these aspects of self that come up, because it's my life's work as well, and to help the audience understand that we all have these, and how we deal with them is really, really important, because they're going to come up and get triggered in relationship. I am Aurora Juliana Ariel. You've been listening to the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. We have more great, exciting things to come, and we're broadcasting live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. All right, we're going to be right back. Welcome back to the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. We're broadcasting live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio, and I'm your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel. My guest, Tomas Heartfield of Talking Hearts out of Maui, Hawaii, the Garden of Eden. He's been going deep now, and we just heard about the bear, and I really think that was a good way Joan, his wife, dealt with it, because in naming the bear, it's a lot easier to own than the demon word that came up. Like when we think we have demons in us, these horrible, horrible, shameful aspects in us, it's harder to get through that self-judgment and to be okay to own it. Like, yeah, I feel like a bear today. I feel like I could just roar and tear everything to shreds. That it was a really good way that Joan approached it with you, Tomas. I truly believe that shadow work is essential in relationship, and sincerely, I would not be in a relationship without this factor, without my mate being masterful in this art. And the art is easy to attain, and it's just about allowing whatever comes forward and giving that aspect of self, whether upset, jealous, angry, frustrated, irritable, hold it in loving space. And then, as most of you know, I developed the Quest, the 7-step process, to bring that aspect to a complete transformation back to its full potential self, bringing us to our next level of our full potential and authentic selfhood. And I've been able to master and train people in really fast doing this, so that we have very little downtime. And in relationship, it is amazing. So Joan and Tomas found this as an essential piece, and they're working together. And I know they've just helped so many people. And, you've been such a great blessing to so many lives, Tomas, by demonstrating, and also being, a veteran with probably shut down and all kinds of stuff going on internally, and to open fully up to a beloved and show up the way you do is truly a testimony of the miracles and magic of love. Now, in this last segment of you and I together, you wanted to share a little bit about the different choices people are making in relationship. And I'd love to hear your insights on those as well. I mean, you had on the break, you were just talking about polyamory to me, and I've always seen that because I work with a lot of couples and people as messy. And, do we really want to quadruple all the aspects coming up and the issues and the shadow work, and how much glory time are we really getting if we amplify and magnify, bring in more primary relationships as once when we're dealing with love issues? What's your insights into all of this? I'd love to hear your viewpoint, Tomas.
Sure, yeah. Well, everything's evolving, and that means love, too. Love is evolving. The way we love is evolving. I come from a dyadic awareness, and, of course, the concept of polyamory is becoming more and more mainstream. All things sexual is in flux right now, all things. Gender, the whole thing is just completely in the blender right now. And, when we talk about love as an evolutionary force, I think Paul Harvey, actually has a book out on it I saw came through. And it's really true that love is evolving, and the way we love each other is redefining itself. And so, I think regardless if you're in a relationship with one other or many others, and God bless you if you are, because it's a lot more work. And it can also be a lot more revealing for some types of people who don't have the pair bonding gene, let's call it, as strongly as others do. But if you're exploring, or if you're in a pair bond with another, the questions like, what do I bring to relationship that doesn't work, has to be in the conversation, because everyone's going to bring stuff that doesn't work. And these things have to be explored with an open heart. What doesn't work? What are some of the things that I do that basically shuts down the love, shuts down this feeling of spacious acceptance of the other? And then we also have to celebrate, those parts of our contribution that do work. What do I bring to relationship that does work, so that we can look at love as an art. To me, love, even though it's evolving, it's really an art form. And there's no prescribed way to do it. You have to figure it out for yourself. You have to figure out what is bringing you up into this state where you feel oneness with another, where you feel this sense of connection that literally takes you into a wonderment. That's what we're all wanting to have from love. The reason we do the work is not only do we want peace in between the sheets, so to speak, but we want connection that boosts our reality and takes us into a connection with life that really has an ecstatic quality to it. So when I look into Joan's eyes, what happens is I am so hypersensitive. Literally our relationship could have crashed 20 times because I'm so sensitive. Because when I look into her eyes, I can tell, if there's any sense of disapproval going on in her. And I love her so much that one of my shadows is freaking out if I don't feel the love. It's like if I'm feeling that I've done something wrong or something, it's like my brainstem goes off, and I have a tendency to go into fight or flight, which is not such a, the reptilian mind is not a good thing to engage with very often unless it's something real. And so I think we have to learn how to read the other person and know when the love, this feeling of connection down, and stop, and take a look. What is it that I'm doing or not doing that's lowering the frequency of this powerful connection, which is what I came to experience in the first place? So that's a little tidbit. And then a lot of times of course we've had many years of teaching sacred sexuality, and one of the things we really do instill in couples is to use their sexual energy as an evolutionary force to give them everything they want from their life. And so we coach couples in how to bring in a sense of connection to what they want from life in the sexual crucible of the way they make love with each other is to set intentions, not just make love to have a hormonal saturation of yumminess, but to take this physical connection and bring it up into a force where you can actually create more abundance for yourself. You can create more peacefulness in your relationships. All these things can be added up into an intention that you can use your sexual energy to basically grow your life and give you what you want.
Wow. Thank you so much. We're right like 2 seconds from the break. So this is Aurora Juliana Ariel on Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change, broadcasting on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. I want to thank you with all my heart, Tomas, for being with us today and all that you shared. And we have one more segment, so I'm excited to do the wrap up, and we'll be right back.
Have you been dreaming of that ideal getaway? A sacred adventure where you are completely restored and renewed. Join Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel for her Mastery Intensive Red Rock Adventure in Sedona in May, or the Oracle Sacred Destiny Cruise through the ancient temples of Italy, Greece, and Turkey in September. Want to know what to expect in the coming times? Read her award-winning Earth 2012-33 books. Sign up for her newsletter to stay abreast of all her offerings, healing specials, Earth 2012-33 updates, insights from the Oracle, secrets of eternal youth, and more at aurorajulianaariel.com. Ready to realize a greater potential? Experience her 33-day self-actualization programs, healing music for an awakening world, or healing activations available under products. Ready for a total life transformation? Sign up for her 1-year program. Want a distance healing from Aurora? Check out her virtual healing center with its wide array of healing modalities and skilled healers under Healing Menu at sacredalchemy.com.
Welcome back to the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. I'm your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel, excited to bring you the good news of what's happening on our beautiful planet every single week. And I hope you're tuning in. I hope you're enjoying it. We're broadcasting live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. We've had Tomas Heartfield here and his wife's book. It's pretty amazing, and I'm hoping that everyone will want to get it because it's riveting. Romancing the Beloved, How to Bring Romance Back into Your Life. I'll be continuing the love theme in 2 weeks. I'm off next week with the topic Finding True Love, Soulmates and Twin Flames with my guest Joya Delaney, the Beverly Hills Shaman. Joya is an amazing person, a very dear friend as well, very gifted international teacher, seer, healer, and podcast personality who has assisted thousands of clients worldwide for 30 years. And she's bringing her expertise in answering questions like, how will I recognize my soulmate? What's a divine mate? What's a twin flame? Is there really true love? And what about open relationships? And why so much cheating and divorce? So I hope you'll join us. I also am holding my Sedona Mastery Training. I do this once or twice a year here in the glorious Red Rock Vortexes of Sedona in May, the 10th through 14th. And for the first time, I'll be giving levels 1 and 2 of the Quest Forum. Level 1 is how to heal your life and change your destiny, actualize your greatest potential, live on a higher potentiality than your human programs would naturally dictate. And then level 2 is really about the art of sacred relationship, how to use relationship as a path to wholeness. It's really awesome when you master the art of sacred alchemy and you can live in your authentic self most often, even when you're getting triggered sometimes daily. So I hope you'll come and be with me. We're also doing the Sacred Alchemist Mastery Intensive as part of it, and we'll be doing lots of sacred time here in my temple as well as in the Red Rocks and having some great adventures. I also have one other tour this year that you can tune in and see if you're meant to be with me. It is an amazing Sacred Alchemist cruise, the Oracle Sacred Destiny Cruise through the ancient temples of Italy and Greece. And we're going to be really having a fulfilling time as we open to those oracle aspects of ourselves, the higher aspects of our true authentic selves that can tune in and access from our divine self, our divine sponsors, and the divine ones in the realms of light. And of course, my life has been amazing to have this connection, and I feel so grateful to have this guidance of my destiny. And so it's assisting all of you to align with your highest destiny potential. So those of you meant to be there, I'm excited to see you there. Also holding global healing forums the second Saturday of each month, so you can get clearings, healings, activations, and to assist you in realizing your full potential. A lot of offerings on my website, aurorajulianaariel.com. And this is Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel, hosting the Oracle, a Voice of Positive Planetary Change radio show every week, except for next week. And we broadcast live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. I'm really, really grateful you joined us today. Blessings to everyone and much abundance in this beautiful springtime, and I guess the abundant fall in the southern hemispheres. Okay, aloha and blessings. Take care and see you in 2 weeks.
This has been The Oracle with your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel. Come join us and listen each week for conscious shifting and a deep and greater awareness on Dr. Aurora Ariel's The Oracle.
You've been listening to the BBM Global Network. The ideas, views, and opinions of this broadcast are those of the participants of the program and are not necessarily the ideas, views, and opinions of the BBM Global Network Company.